Welcome to Date with Danu right here on Hi TV, your luxury channel. Today I'm going to be speaking about friendship and also women achieving amazing heights and how supportive friendships can really go a long way.
Hi, I'm Rosy Senanayake. I'm here to go on a date with Danu. And I'm looking forward to going on this date with Danu actually. I've done this many a times with Danu, but this is going to be interesting because I have one of my closest friends on this program today. And let's see how it goes. Danu is like a son to me. I've known him like for a very long time, long before he started this program. So we go back quite a long way. So let's see what happens today.
Hi, I'm Ramani Fernando. I'm here to go on a date with Danu. Well, I have done this a date with Danu, I think 2 or 3 times maybe, and it's always very interesting, and you know, he's so funny and it's so much fun to be with, but you never know what he'll ask you, so I'm ready in that part of it today. So anyway, let's hope that it goes off well.
Welcome to the show, and I don't need to give an introduction to these two phenomenal powerhouses. I have Ramani Fernando and Rosy Senanayake. Thank you for being here. Your friendship is something that has been around for so long, and I think at every hair show that Ramani Fernando does, you are the chief guest. If you're not there, Tisake is sent.
No, Tisake has never been chief guest.
She's not here. She has gone to sit at your seat. Yes. But how long has this friendship been on
over 40 years?
Yeah, I think it's over 40 years now. Yeah,
it's a long time.
So did it start with the time of the pageant, or when you got into this industry, or how did you all meet?
It was long before the Mrs. Sri Lanka, Mrs. World. It was after the Miss Sri Lanka in 1980, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think got very close to you at Mrs. Sri Lanka.
Yes.
Because I did her for Mrs. Sri Lanka, and I remember Atula sitting there and telling me what to do. So I was so nervous as well.
That's typical of Atula.
Yeah. So that's from that time onwards we have been really very good friends, you know, and she's been a client of ours.
And you have been to all this branch openings, most of it at least. Yeah.
I suppose all of it.
Yeah. And I think she like family now in the salon, you know, like a part of the salon.
Yeah.
I'm like part of the furniture.
And I think it's easy, you know, when you have been to a place for so long, you have gone through the changes as much as the salon has, so you know everything that is there and that's not there.
See, when you go to get your hair done, or perhaps your nails done, your face or whatever, you feel as if you're going home. And everybody that serves you, I mean, to begin with, Ramani's salon is, to me, it's home. And the service that is given is phenomenal, because everybody there knows you and they know exactly what you want, your temperament, you know, whether you want a cup of coffee or you want your hair done this way. So, and I've like, you know, basically grown with those children as well. So, yeah, for me, it's like going home.
And not only her, it's the family as well.
The whole family.
Yeah, it's like a family affair.
That's remarkable.
Been involved in the weddings.
Kids,
and,
she's dressed my sister, she's dressed my kids. So yeah, for us it's like Ramani is a big part of my life and part of the family.
That's amazing. You know, something that I have always wondered is the fact that, you know, even during campaign times or when you have been out there giving speeches in like Nuge Goda, then in Bamblipiti, when people look like they've got hit by a train and just run over by a lorry, you somehow manage to look fabulous. And how do you do that? And also, people have never pointed that out. No, you know. That has never been a problem when it comes to you, because they expect you to always look good.
You know, Danu, I got into politics much later, even though I was in the background. I have been in politics for more than 35 years. But I have been in direct active politics since 2007. That's also a long time. It's almost like 17 years. But I didn't want to change myself for politics. I wanted people to accept me as a politician for who I am.
Correct.
You know, so I've always been, you know, somebody who wanted to dress well, who wanted to do my makeup, And that's me, and that's my
why
personality.
change yourself?
I wouldn't change anything. I mean, I've been criticized for wearing glasses when I went into, you know, areas that were flooded or the underserved communities. I've been criticized for sometimes what I wore or how I dressed. But you know, if they do want to accept me for who I am, then they have to take the
Whole
entire
thing.
me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a hypocrite and change my dress sense or what I look or how I speak or what I do just for the outside world because I wanted to get elected. This is me, and you take me for who I am, and there's something that I could, you know, bring to the table, and if you think that, you know, I could do the job, you elect me. That was the principle that I worked on.
And also it's hard to be not organic, because however much you try to hide all the pictures of social media or say like, oh, I don't go partying, I just wear a linen sari and stay at home. It is not the...
But when I do campaigning, I do wear linen sari because I love wearing linen.
And it's
I
comfortable.
wear linen even for glamorous occasions because there are, you know, you can dress it up or dress it down depending on how you know, dress yourself. I mean, this is the epitome of
course,
beauty and elegance.
Put
and,
together 24/7, 365 at any given time.
A magnificent woman. I mean, I derive strength from her. Sometimes I look at Ramani and say, how does she do it? You know, I wish I could lose weight, I could look like her, I could dress like her.
And she doesn't even have a stomach when it's and she has
and
given
we were
birth
both
to
trying to hide our
massive children. She's given birth to massive children, and mine is still not coming out. Let's get into let's get into our segment, and it's called Hot Seat. We'll see you back. Welcome back to the show, and we have some questions that we need to ask. These are not tough questions, I promise you that. Okay. Some questions are for Ramani, some are for Rosy. We'll start with Ramani. Out of the following people, who is your favorite client at Ramani's? Rohan Dilanarol, Ishan, Dr. Shani, Pumi Hansamari, or me?
Oh my God. Just one, I have to say.
Yeah.
One.
Say all of them.
Well, with Rohan, nothing much to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Ishan, yes, and you're fun to be with. I think this.
Who?
You.
So am I the one?
No. One person, sorry. So one person, I think Dr. Shani.
Kicked all of us out.
Oh, I love Shani.
Who is your favorite bridal designer? Dhananjay Bandara, Indiyapa, Sonali Dharmavardhana, out of the three.
Dhananjay Bandara, Sonali and Indiyapa.
Yeah.
Well, there are three different types.
This is just
okay. You're putting
explanation is not needed.
Okay,
just
okay.
an answer.
I think Dhananjay does a fabulous job with his brides.
In your opinion, how would you define Colombo's so-called elite?
Danu?
Ramani, you don't have to answer anything if you don't want to answer.
Colombo's elite.
How would
very
you define
interesting.
Rosie?
Very interesting, I would say.
Rosie?
Yeah.
You tell me. You give me the answer. How do you define elite? Who is the elite?
That is true, but there are people who have put the tag on themselves, no?
No, if they put the tag on themselves, then I mean that's up to them and it's their prerogative. And if they gain some pleasure on it, that's fine. To me,
Threw everyone under the bus.
no, I really don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, when you say elite, do we have somebody?
Good question. I've asked that a few times. What defines elite? That's also another problem. One thing you'd like to change about your husband, and one thing you don't want to change about him.
Me, okay.
Yeah. Bit too late now, but anyway.
I was just going to say that. It's a bit too late.
Yeah.
Well, we are married, I think, over 50 years now.
Honey, bless you all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think I want to change anything. He's
just
fine
got
the way
used to
he
it.
is. Yeah, got used to it.
Just got used to it. Now it doesn't even bother you. It's like the nose, you know. Actually, the nose is in our views way, but it's just our brain learned to ignore it.
Danu should ask that question from Ranjit.
Yeah,
he will say.
It's quite difficult, you know. You can't change him. He's a man who has lot of principles, and he won't just, you know, whatever I
Just
say,
sway
no,
around,
no, no.
nothing.
He'll only advise me all the time and keep me grounded. Of course, I don't know why he has to do that. I'm grounded. But he always says, be grounded, no, be, you know. So,
Cool.
take it from me.
Now, Rosy, to you, okay? Do you like the direction the country is headed?
No, not at all. Absolutely not.
Upeksha Swarnamali, do you feel it was a bad decision made by the UNP to get her to run? She also said that you gave her a lot of saris and she's grateful.
You know, I don't think it's a bad decision to give a woman the ticket, but it is up to the person to make the best out of the opportunities that they're given. So whether she made the best out of the opportunity that she was given is the question.
Your favorite in-law, your daughter's husband or your son's wife?
Oh, that's not fair. No way. I
I
love
know
them
the
both
answer.
equally. I love them both equally.
I know the answer.
No, you can't know the answer. You can't know the answer because this is the answer. I love them both because my daughter-in-law is a woman and she's of immense support to my son. And she's a great mother, great wife, and a great daughter-in-law to me. So I love her. And my son-in-law is such a blessing. I love him to bits. He's a good boy, he's a good father, a good husband, and a good son-in-law to me. What more can I ask for? I think I'm truly blessed.
Can't win with her, then it's really hard. Never mind. Well, that's it. Can't choose a winner as well. I'm just done. Let's get into a break. We'll see you after. Welcome back to the show in conversation with amazing Rosy and Ramani. I would like to call it the R&R show.
You're right.
Yeah.
You
So
are an
when I have to ask you, criticism and people making up stories is always a part of the jobs that you all do. It's just so public, and however much you try, you cannot please everyone. I want to start with a latest experience that you have had about your Christmas table. You have always been someone who has had a big family, and you have so many sisters and cousins, and they all come. You don't need state money to do that. But why did this message go out in such a negative way to a point that it has actually affected your kids as well?
Yeah, you know, the thing is, Danu, I don't know, I mean, in all fairness, somebody innocently obviously posted those pictures. I really don't want to speak about it because there are diplomats involved, and you know, I don't think I'm doing them any justice, but I don't want to invite people and then come and, you know, justify why I invited them.
Of course.
This is to me, I think it saddens me because first of all, when we talk about tourism and when we market Sri Lanka, when we talk about brand in Sri Lanka, we will talk about, you know, the 2,500 years of history and culture that we have, the palm-fringed beaches, the scenic beauty, the never-ending seasons. But the most important tagline was or is that we are a very hospitable nation. And if we can't show a bit of hospitality to people, especially people who have helped us during this crisis situation, in this economic hardships and crisis situation, take the UN agencies. I've invited all the UN agencies from the head of the UN, Hannah Singer. They flagged up immediately when they knew that there was a crisis, a humanitarian crisis situation for the country, and the entire world pledged 101 million to date support for the country. The World Food Program right now has pledged 79 million US, and they have personally, because my responsibility is the Colombo municipal limits, because I'm the mayor of Colombo, not the entire country. I have made sure my pregnant mothers, the World Food Program has given them 15,000 cash vouchers. The lactating mothers, 10,000 into their accounts been deposited. The preschool students, UNICEF has given me 100 rupees a day for a midday meal. You know, it may not be much, but for a preschool child. So UNICEF is doing that. The World Food Program pledged 49 million US to do a knowledge in the urban harvesting program, a knowledge hub where we would have environmentally in the environmental index internationally, we would have gone up a couple of notches higher because they were going to do a carbon neutral plot. They have supported us with our urban harvesting program. The US Embassy, immediately when I started the urban harvesting program, they were out there. They have taken a plot in the Victoria Park, and the entire embassy, staff, family members, children are basically harvesting, and the harvest goes to the underserved communities. We have been able to do community kitchens. We are supporting school midday meals. We do so much apart from the things that I spoke about. The UNFPA right now is giving pregnant mothers maternity kits. They are giving women dignity kits with regards to their reproductive health and sanitation. They're also giving agro kits, basically agro kits for home gardening, so that people will be sustained with their own home grown organic food. And if I can't invite them
as a moment to say thank you and celebrate,
to my house and give them. And what did I serve? I just served short eats, cutlets, patties, and sandwiches, and whatever, and perhaps a brew and the Christmas cake. I baked. Not that I went elaborately and served turkey or perhaps smoked some. I didn't even have a cheese platter, and these cheese platters are very common. They're expensive. Yeah. I didn't have that because it was expensive. I didn't have caviar, champagne, or whatever. An iced coffee and this food table. Of course, I've repeated the food because I had invited all the donations. I've invited everybody that has supported us. I've invited, the one team that helps me with the urban harvesting. It was to say thank you on my religious festival day.
Of course.
Of course, I have this Christmas breakfast every year for the kids.
No matter even if they're not coming or not, you still
I invite them, and I have this. So, I can't understand why people have to, because when people say, do you have to feed the diplomats? What have they given you? When they question things like this, it's so embarrassing, because these are people in good faith that have come out to support us.
And these people who troll on social media, do you come across these comments, and
I don't go through social media and I don't look at them.
Does it?
But it affects my kids, because the kids go there, and kids know I do it with good intention.
And they know you. And
because it's a networking that has helped me right now. I have, because the Colombo municipality, even the Aragale was asking for a system change. The biggest system change we can have is to digitize every service that we give, so that it will eradicate corruption and there will be transparency and accountability. So I had wanted to digitize or automate our tax system. I went to Korea, the Seoul metropolitan government, because we are sister cities. I spoke to the then mayor, and I got a $7 million US grant to automate 5 of my taxes. And the whole bureaucracy took it around all over, saying that I make Kolamanagras about why can't we give it to everyone else? Why can't the ICTA have this money? And we lost it. Back again, I have been networking with the Korean ambassador. I have a very good relationship with the Korean ambassador and the wife, and I have now got a $14 million US grant. It's in the pipeline. It is through, in fact, the Korean ambassador, when I had dinner with him the other day, said that, Rosy, I have personally seen to it that you get this grant so that I can automate my tax system, so that we can eradicate corruption. So this is one way of networking. This is one way of, getting to know people, and this is what I do. But people don't talk about the things that I've done, like helping the underserved community. Personally, my children and I have, we don't have a Christmas breakfast without giving the people yes. So those are things that I don't, because I don't call for publicity for what I do. Even during Ramadan, the Colombo underserved community knows I give zakat money. I request from people, from my sister, my family in the Middle East, I get money and I distribute to all the poor people, but I have never put it on social media. I've never asked for publicity for what I do. So
now, in midst of all of this, you have known her personally, and when people tell you, because she's a public figure and she's the mayor, and people come and say, oh, Rosy is doing, how, because I've said it always, you'll never hear a bad thing coming out of Ramani Fernando's mouth ever about someone. Nothing. You can tell everything in front of her. All what she'll do is
listen.
She'll just smile and she'll leave, and that's one of the reasons why she has hailed at this place over so many years. And I'm so honored that in my timeline, I was able to meet her, work with her, and like be associated with her. And you know, qualities like this don't always come about. How do you deal with that?
No, actually, Danu, I think everybody knows that I'm a very good friend of hers and that I don't tolerate this kind of talk. This is really absurd about, you know, how they criticize that Christmas breakfast, because I have been to Rosy's before she became a mayor, much before she became mayor, and always she used to have this kind of, you know. And
she still has a family, she still has kids.
Her husband was in hospitality, so, you know, it's nothing new to her, this is, right?
And hello. You're a family, we're all families who love to eat.
So no, I mean Atula was so generous on Christmas. He would make mince pies. Now this time I didn't get the restaurant to make it because it's so expensive. I made, like, you know, if you noticed, if you look at that picture, it was just, you know, what do you call it, malumiri's stuffed, and, you know, sandwiches and bouchées and, you know, rolls and cutlets and patties. So what I'm saying is, it's sad when people go to the extent of, that's because it's me. I mean, they criticized me, saying that I built toilets for an X amount, 5.2 million rupees, to renovate that entire residence. That residence was in a dilapidated, unusable, if you had only seen it before it was done. Today I can, you know, proudly bring all the dignitaries, the foreign dignitaries who are here, the expats, you know, entertain anyone, because that's not my personal house, that's public property.
And also at the lower level, it has been used for different book readings. So many people have used it as a venue. So it has been a place for many to come.
They've had fashion shows.
And this is Colombo, because it's not like because this is the capital city, so we need to felicitate and celebrate the way it has to be celebrated. You
know, previous mayors have done so many things, but they have never been, because they were men. I'm the first woman mayor. Either it's people expect, I don't know whether they're expecting more than what I could, you know, I don't know, of me, or do they criticize because I'm a woman? I really don't understand. So I was sad because there were pictures of diplomats, and after entertaining them, if they see it and if they feel that this is how the general public
and there's no privacy even having a simple meal.
No, it's not a matter of privacy. I don't mind people seeing what I served or whatever, because I don't think I've done anything wrong in serving them a Christmas breakfast. In fact, somebody wrote to me and said, why couldn't you have had just kiribat and kyaung cookies? So, you know, and I do have a table for Aurudu where everybody comes, because I have an open house. Only for Ramadan that I don't have, because can I tell a Muslim friend of mine, you know, during Ramadan, why don't you serve kiribat and kyaung cookies? They'll serve the biryani, because we love to, you know, celebrate our festivals, you know, our religious festivals or cultural festivals.
In our unique way.
Yeah, in our unique way.
Brilliant. We'll come back and speak more, but right now we have a little game, and you walk away with a voucher from Cinnamon Grand Colombo, our host hotel, right after this. And welcome back. We have some very simple questions, and we may think these are simple questions, but this really brings out the personality, I'm told. Are you an optimist?
Me?
Both, you again. Both show a board. Yes or no? My God, you all have thought so? Show the board so. That's a yes and a no sign. Okay, brilliant. There you go. Is there anyone in your life that you just can't say no to? Has anyone ever accused you of being too No. No. Okay. Do you think there is more than one right answer to a question? Yes. Do you believe that there is good in everyone? Do you have a naughty secret only you and your husband knows? Huh? No? Really?
Boring. Yeah, really boring.
Yeah. Even my mother, who was the epitome of vanilla, had love letters that she never let us read.
Ah, you mean?
Yeah,
but
like.
You said you and your husband knows.
Yeah, so you and your husband only. We read the first line because we were curious. It said, "To my dearest blackcurrant."
Oh. Our mom was blackcurrant.
No, he was a fair one. He was only like grape, burnt. But we buried her with those letters. She wanted it to be done that way.
Really?
So that's what. So you all don't have anything like that. I don't know what
maybe.
those letters might have been. Those days can't like type, no. Must have written, yeah, must have written in all forms. Okay. Do you like to watch people eat and enjoy food which you have cooked? Yes. You know, that's a gift.
Yep.
Do you have a habit that most people will find weird? What?
You go first.
I cannot sleep alone.
Ah,
I need
sweet
some-
darling.
Actually, I can.
So even if you go abroad, you take somebody and go.
Rosy knows.
You all share a room.
We have. Yeah, we have. I just cannot sleep alone. Yeah.
Really?
How horrible is that?
Yeah. You don't want like a day where you're like, oh, I don't want anyone, just to like chill by myself. No.
Till night, yes, but when it really like all the lights off and all the
Like you need
light.
someone in a room.
But
And I'm
it's
scared of ghosts.
Yeah, so
That's
everyone
why.
is.
Scared of ghosts.
Yes.
That's my fear.
Ah, okay. So.
You've been watching too many.
No. This was in the boarding,
Ah.
how they stay, how they sort of share ghost stories.
Right.
So that
And
really.
what boarding
it's
were you part
affected
of?
me. St. Bridget's.
Okay. Were you also in the boarding, Rosie?
Yeah.
Those days, all the parents sent their kids to the boarding, man. God, and they were terrible those days, no? They'll
I
give
love
you
the
like,
boarding.
really? They'll give you like one piece of chicken and say, now all of y'all eat it. And the main ones are eating like a baked chicken, like just in front of you like that. Do you think that you can control your emotions? You can. Okay. All right, congratulations. I think both of y'all just go and have the dinner.
Oh, it's a dinner voucher.
Yeah, I think both of y'all go in. Both of y'all go and
both of
enjoy
us
it.
will keep it.
Y'all can make it a date with the two ladies. All right, we're going to get into a break. Thank you to Cinnamon for giving us this treat. We'll see you after this. All right, so this is a kinky question. That's okay, but
Question.
you-
For heaven's
you all have
sake.
come all the way
You
to
get my
grandchildren.
daughter or my son or my son-in-law,
Yeah, so
and, you know.
you all have come all the way to
Hello, I have
grandchildren.
grandchildren. We
Yeah,
both have
true.
grandchildren,
Yes,
okay.
but they didn't just fall off the sky, you know. Now, just think of y'all are like 25
Okay.
and tell me, do you all like to play it safe or do you all like to be risque?
I would always like to play it safe. I'm not that adventurous.
Really?
Yeah, people think that, you know, the thing is, I strongly believe that I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
It's just that, you know, I'm an introvert. So is Ramani.
Yeah.
But it's just that, you know, the professions that we're in or the circumstances that we have, lived in has made us, you know, these personalities. But I would love to just curl up and stay at home and, you know, not do anything and, like, you know, not meet people. I'm that kind. Nathulu is just the opposite. He loved people.
So he might have been adventurous.
Yeah, Nathulu would have been adventurous.
So where were you
I'm
then?
speaking
You-
for, I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for him.
He was not alone, no?
We were
He
very
was
young, I
definitely
23.
adventurous with you.
Yeah, of course, of course. Yes.
And you?
Oh, I miss him.
And you?
I think safe, yeah.
Ramani is definitely a safe person.
Definitely. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Old fashioned. Rosy.
We're both very old-fashioned. I'm
Yeah.
very old school.
Old
You
school.
ask my kids will say.
Y'all are just, I'm too shy. Ask him this question.
Yeah, I know. Hello, we are like mother figures. I'm about to ask him.
I feel so shy asking this
Seriously,
question.
who told you to ask this question?
I just had to ask because it's one of our most fun segments. See,
Do we get a gift for that?
It's
but
from
we both
Midnight
answered very
Divas.
equally.
it's from Midnight Divas.
Rosy.
I don't know.
They are both boring, right?
I don't know what y'all will do with these. Try it.
This is for the both of us.
Yeah, y'all can do
Share.
whatever y'all want.
Thank you.
But don't
Don't share.
don't use it on each other.
Oh, we might even give it to our kids. Oh my God.
Let's get into a break. We'll see you right after. We did some digging on the World Wide Web because their social medias are really like so we found a few and we want to go back in time and speak about these pictures. All right, welcome back to the show. So I have a huge collection of pictures and I really want to talk about it. So we'll start with this.
Okay, so that's Emma. That is Rosy's PA.
Oh, that's
really?
Emma?
That's Emma. Yeah.
Wow.
Lovely, no?
Oh, I need this.
You
I need
can
to
have
frame
all
it
of
and, you
those.
know, I love her. She's my right hand and my left hand.
You didn't know it's Emma, right?
No,
Oh,
I
how funny. Rosie, that's yours.
You like her as well. Me and Akula. That's at Shireen's wedding. My
This-
sister's wedding.
This is such a beautiful picture.
Yes. I love this.
Uh,
Thank you.
I just want you all to like tell me the stories, okay?
So that's obviously my wedding. And
But you know, you have always had lips like they were done up, no? Lucky you.
Lovely lips.
Yeah, that's what I
But
was.
it's been done up.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, others will, what they will pay for, you have got it naturally.
so that's the first day I used lipstick.
This is amazing.
That's my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until then, what were you applying?
No lipstick then at that time.
Oh.
I didn't have a lipstick even.
Really?
Yeah.
And the brand was called Lipstick. This one. And I was looking at the products at the back here, the packaging of those. When was this and where was this?
That is when we won all these ones carried out the perfect wave. I think it was you were there with Ranil Kolu and Laila organized it. And I had all the winners, and that was a team at that time. And Naresh, who was very,
Some
very
of them are
good.
in Canada, in US.
Yeah, they're all overseas now, I think.
Yeah, some have started their own business. Because
This is a
This
picture that is
lot-
absolutely
oh,
gorgeous.
oh, that's lovely.
This lot is all overseas, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely gorgeous.
it's beautiful. This is,
It's a blessing to have celebrated so many years.
look at that, 50 years.
Yeah. Bombshell time.
It's
So
my
this is-
favorite politician.
This is after you won.
Yes.
You
So
came.
this is my first meeting with the two of them.
Okay.
Yeah, they invited me, and ever since then I struck this friendship with Mrs. Premadasa, and I'm up to date. You know, I adore her. She's lovely.
And you know,
Lovely
those
human
is only
being.
Georgette saris were in fashion. No?
Yeah.
Yeah, simple Georgette saris.
Thank you, Danu, because
This
I can
was
now.
also the time. At that time,
This is when I raised funds for the Defence Fund. We walked the streets.
this was
To-
also after you won.
Yes.
Okay.
This is Mr. Lalitatla Mudali.
These are all like major people you have met.
J.R. Jayawardena. Former
Now, of
president.
course, when you win and come, nobody cares because there are so many winning at a time.
Yeah,
They're like, Miss Sri Lanka Mukha.
I love them.
You know, we normally don't mention names, brands on this show, but I have to say, if you take Panadol, you only think of her. For the rest of our lives, it will only be her. I remember seeing your Panadol commercial when I was in Jaffna.
Yes, you must have been a little boy.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Actually, when I did Panadol,
Really?
I did Panadol.
Please tell me, how were you in shooting?
I
You are so stressed normally. How did you do it?
It didn't last so very long, that pen. I think they sort of cancelled me. And I had to dress a bride. I remember
And
that.
she's having a headache.
No, I'm having a headache.
You are having a
Yeah.
headache.
That was actually bad advertising for me.
Ledat tekenne me.
Yeah, having headaches and coming dressed brides. But actually,
So you must have paid them to pull it off.
Have you
they pull it
put that commercial? Is that commercial there for us to see?
I don't know.
I have to
I
so
haven't
look at
seen
that.
it properly.
I can't remember this commercial.
And this was when you had already started the salon at this time?
I used to, just in my,
Yeah.
in my little box room kind of thing.
Right.
And I used to help Kirti with the hairstyles
It's
and,
your
you know.
beautiful Ramanis in this. Who's his bride?
Fabulous.
That is a Miss Maulana.
And look at the braids. When was this?
That is, that's as I started. that went into the press. And
Right. And you're wearing dungarees, right?
dungarees.
Dungarees.
Yeah, so I was young. I was like about 20 at that.
Yeah, but
She can still wear dungarees.
yeah, I know. I'm sure that dungaree will fit her still.
I remember Pisakya when she was about 7 years old. She wanted her entire hair braided for Christmas. So, Ramani's salon.
How beautiful.
Oh.
Stunning, Rosie. Well, we remember him. I think he had the coolest Malabat menu.
Well, he
Atula.
had been,
Yeah.
he was very specific.
Because he loved food, he loved to feed people, and that's a
Yeah.
gift. And that's I think, and he continued it
He
even.
loved entertaining
He
people.
was, I think, so good looking, no? At this.
He's very good.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Look at him.
So otherwise, she will
Yeah,
not
I
fall.
know.
Oh,
Now, you have also been, what in the world is this band? And is Atula also in this?
yes, that's Atula.
Both of y'all model together for this?
No, so sometimes he's like a prop.
Just come, I need a man to stand in the corner
No, so
somewhere.
the director would say, Api, and they know that Atula is good looking as well. No? So they would say, Poddak mahatyavat ganda puluwan.
And these are press ads at that time.
Yeah, Tultex.
Now, you also won some other cool pageant. The Regent in Kuala Lumpur has recognized you for.
So I won the Miss Asia Pacific. That was the first pageant that I won. So we were the region.
This is with all the other.
Yeah, the Miss Asia.
How cool is that, no? How many did you win?
So 2 international pageants, the Miss Asia Pacific and this.
Now, who is this person?
This is Pem Senivirat. This is Pem Seniviratna. He's
And you're doing an
Mahinda
interview
Samara
here?
Singha's stepfather.
And you're doing an interview here?
Yes. Where did you get these from?
I did some nosy work.
That was in the Gulf News.
This is for the planes. This was.
No, this is Gulf News.
Oh,
That's a Gulf newspaper. It's
Saudi.
in Dubai.
Oh, wow.
When I was invited by the, when they had the inaugural Emirates flight, I was the first passenger that they flew and to Dubai, and then they had this big function. And so they did a lot of press, so that was part of. I love that picture actually.
And it's just amazing, like you all have had such moments to celebrate.
Yes. So this is such a long time ago.
And the
The 80s,
hairstyle?
yeah.
Very 60s, 70s, no? Must it be?
So you used to
Or
basically
80s.
perm my hair.
My God.
Ramani used to perm my hair.
And finally, this picture. This is the Rosie who I met.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have been Tisakya's age.
Yeah, just out of school.
Yeah.
And
That sweaty smell was there.
Yeah. No. We used to have a lot of fun actually.
Yeah.
I love my kids.
So that is that. I really wanted to show these pictures because you don't always get to celebrate such photographs.
Yeah.
To have such a great history that comes with your name, and that's amazing. And normally we keep this segment very small, but we wanted to open it up for a longer time because pictures are special. We'll get into a break. We'll see you after. Welcome back to the show. Our final few minutes with these two ladies. Y'all have shared so many years of great friendship, family, and togetherness. What would you say is missing in today's environment? Do you think the youth is making memories that they can sit back and talk and reminisce and laugh? Do you feel like there's a lack of it?
See, what I quickly, if I am to answer your question, what I see is a lot of selfishness and self-centeredness, and a deterioration of values and whether it's customs and whatever. I strongly believe that people need to change their attitudes and mindsets towards humanity, and to be more empathetic, to be more understanding. I think social media has given a platform for people to be, say and do whatever they feel like it, without even batting an eyelid and thinking about, how it would affect society or the person that they're talking about. So for me, I strongly believe that we need to think for a moment before we do or say anything, and we need to basically be very empathetic and be compassionate towards humanity. And I find that that's lacking. I don't know whether because of the current situation that we are faced with that we become very self-centered and we only think of us, ourselves and our family and whatever. It is about time that we reached out and supported others as well.
What is it for
Yeah,
you?
I agree with her, with Rosy. I mean, people, I mean, even us, sometimes we are selfish, you know. It's, that's what I always talk to my kids as well, you know. I must say my kids are very good that way. They always want to share. They always think of the, you know, underprivileged. They're very good like that. And what I pray daily is also for us to, you know, always think of the other person. And, you know, we're all going through tough times. And so in our own little way even, you know, to help people, which I think goes a long way. So I really agree with Rosy, you know.
Definitely.
And
Well, before we wrap things up, I have to say, I got to know them because of the profession I got into. But there are a few people who have always left a very deep impression that I find I keep very close to my heart, and I think the two of you come there.
Thanks,
I always I can always be myself with them. I don't need to worry. There's always I think it's easy company, and I'm not even saying this just because they're here. If you do ask, Rosy will help anyone. Actually, she has done that to a lot of people, even when she's not there, including even people who don't have hair have come and got their hair done at Ramani's. It's that, but I think it takes a lot to come all this way and be such legends. Thank you so very much. We wanted to have such inspiring stories as we start off 2023. It's a new year, and before you know it, it's going to become an old year. So let's start it on a good note. Thank you so very much for sharing those stories. Thank you for being here. I know.
Thank you, Danu, for inviting me. Just to say a little bit about you, I mean, I knew you when you were a budding journalist, like about almost 20 years back or 17 years back. And you have come a long way, and you have evolved into this dynamic, legendary figure where everybody wants to be on your show. And, you know, so you're doing a lot of good work, great work, fun work, and also you're giving the opportunity to a lot of people to come on this platform and be natural themselves, because a lot of people know people because of their profession, but they really don't know the actual person or the personality, and you bring the best out of them. I don't know if this is the best or the worst, but
Sometimes the worst, sometimes the best.
possible, but this platform is great. Thank you. Thank you for inviting us.
On that note, we need to wrap things up. I would also like to say a big hi to Marisha, who is seated there. She's the left hand of Ramani Fernando. We trouble her every single day. So would like to say a big thank you to her as well. We'll see you soon. Till then, keep smiling. It's a wrap.